guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. And let me start over. What's up guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's Artsy Fartsy Friday video. Today I am going to be doing a sketchbook update, and oh my god, I have not done a sketchbook update since November. It's been a really long time, and for some unknown reason I've just been putting this off. So I've actually accumulated quite a few sketches in here. This is my go-to Canson mixed media sketchbook, 7 inches by 10 inches. It's my favorite. I always have it linked in like my favorite art supplies list, so if you want to check that out, that is linked down below. If you hear any background noise, that is because my dishwasher is currently running. I don't know why I started my dishwasher when I knew I was about to sit down to film a video, but okay, bear with me. I am going to try and move this along somewhat quickly just so that this video isn't super long, but you guys really seem to enjoy when I do sketchbook update videos. You seem to like them. Maybe they're helpful to you guys. If there's anything you would like me to discuss in particular in future sketchbook update videos, please let me know. I am always open to your suggestions. But as always, I tend to decorate my sketchbooks with various stickers. So I have a couple here from Sophia Lou, one from Holly Brown, and just a couple that I've picked up along the way. So in the first page of this sketchbook, I have this very rough concept sketch for a painting I did back in November, I guess, when I started the sketchbook, and it was called my Fall Mornings painting. This wasn't the final sketch, but this was sort of the idea I was going for, but the perspective was off, and so I kind of reworked it after that sketch. Here's just a couple of kind of warm-up doodles and practice doodles. I usually find reference images from Pinterest and Google, and I kind of just reference them loosely. I try not to use too much direct reference, but I kind of take a basic idea and then I add something to it, or I change something about it, and so that's kind of how I come up with these. Here's just a couple of like reference poses. I wanted to kind of practice more line of motion, full body stuff. So yeah, that's what these are. We have some more over here. These were done directly in pen. This is a Sakura Pigma Micron. It's like a 0.5 size, I believe, and it's in this really cool red color. I have a couple in different colors as well. You can see this more burgundy color here, and then this like sepia. So you can see I really did like a lot of pose references when I first started this sketchbook. Here's like some nose and eye references. I really was not happy with the way I was doing noses for a while, so I'm glad I kind of got to work that out. I go back and forth on the way I draw noses, and I kind of still am toying around with finding like a nose style. But yeah, this was sort of me figuring that out. This was the first concept for my Frida sketch, and you guys might remember the painting I did of Frida Kahlo back in like November-ish, maybe it was December, I don't exactly remember. That rhymed, cool. Anyway, so this was the first kind of concept, and I do think that this captures more of Frida's likeness, but for some reason I wanted something that was a little bit more symmetrical, and so while I do actually really like this just as a sketch, I changed it up a little bit, and this was the final version I ended up going with, and I like this sketch a lot. I think it looks really cute. So yeah, there's that. You can see this video up on my channel, so I will try and remember to link that so you guys can watch it. This was just some random stuff. This I actually did much later than the rest of the stuff in this sketchbook. This was somewhat recent. I posted this on Twitter, I think, too. I just was messing around with some brush pens and some contrast, so that's what that is. That's my Instagram if you want to follow me there. This is kind of a random page. I was testing out some new pens that I had gotten and also chatting with a friend of mine about some tattoo stuff, so that's kind of what this is. This sort of ended up being more of a journal sketchbook than some of my other sketchbooks have been in the past. This was me writing down some lyrics to the song Sam's Town when Danny, or Art by Flan here on YouTube, and I were doing our collab. I really wanted to like hash out this song and find the parts of it that I really liked, so I was writing out lyrics and kind of making note of the ones that I really liked. And then I started concepting for that piece, and I really messed around a lot with this concept. Originally I wanted to do 2 characters, but I just couldn't really find a positioning that I liked. So I ended up narrowing it down to one character, and this was the sketch that I ended up using for that piece. And I actually like this sketch a lot. I think it came out pretty good. This arm is a little funky, but for the most part, I'm happy with it. Then we have some more kind of sketch doodles. I did these pen doodles over an original pencil sketch that I didn't really like, but was too lazy to erase. So I was just doing kind of some practice sketches with some skulls and some trying to do some perspective stuff. I don't know. More stuff here. These I was studying like particularly shoulders and arms, because I do feel like arms are kind of a weak spot for me. So I was practicing drawing arms and muscles from the back and from the front, and I think this has helped somewhat in helping improve my anatomy. Then I have some more poses here. I actually did a lot of studies in this sketchbook that I'm pretty happy with. Again, I was just drawing over a sketch that I didn't really like and using that as an opportunity to practice, trying to fill up more of my sketchbook than I have in the past. This was my sketch of my Vincent van Gogh piece. I like this sketch a lot, and I think I ended up using this exact sketch in the painting that I did, which is also up on my channel. I will link that. And then I made note of some other artists that I want to include in this kind of artist homage series. Yeah, so those are a couple of the other artists you can look forward to me painting sometime in the future. This was some notes on my art block video. I like this video. It didn't really perform that well on my channel, but I did a video talking all about art block as kind of your body telling you to take care of your other needs first before you can kind of access your creativity. It's a good video, and I also have this sort of artist hierarchy of needs up as a design on my Redbubble. So if you really vibe with this pyramid concept and you want to purchase it on a shirt or whatever, you can do that. This was a sketch of Animal Crossing, what is it, Pocket Camp? I seriously have not played it in like 2 months. I got really burnt out on it, I guess, but yeah, so this was when it like first came out and it was really popular, and I was gonna do an illustration on it and then never got around to it, so that didn't amount to much. Here, ooh, this is exciting stuff. I found this blank page in my sketchbook and went back to it to practice the lettering for my Zodiac project, because you guys know I'm doing 12 illustrations and then turning it into a calendar, and I wanted the months to be in this sort of Art Nouveau style text. So this is all freehand, and I did this with my Daler-Rowney acrylic inks. And I really love the way that this turned out. I've modified each one kind of slightly in Photoshop so that it better fits my needs and kind of exactly what I want, and it looks more consistent. So for example, I like the U in June better than the U in July, so I would kind of like swap those out. So yeah, this is some of the early kind of concept stuff for the Zodiac project, and a lot of those sketches are in this sketchbook. This was the page from my testing out Amazon brush pens video, just, you know, kind of, I guess, a good reference. More sketches, more poses and stuff. So these were done kind of later in time. These were done in the airport when I was flying home for the holidays, I believe. So these are actually a little bit older. These are somewhat more recent, but yeah, kind of fun. It was really cute. A lady in the airport came up to me when I was sketching these and said, "Oh my gosh, my daughter uses those pens. She's like over there watching you draw." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." So yeah, these were fun. More sketches. I was gonna do a whole Harley Ivy piece for Valentine's Day, and I wanted to kind of get that down on paper. I still have a really cute idea for a Harley Ivy like mini comic that I want to do, and I've just really been meaning to hash that out, but I'm really like not a visual storyteller, so it'll be a good opportunity for me to practice that skill, but I've been putting it off because I'm nervous. This page looks kind of messy because the marker on the other page bled through, but just some more kind of very half-assed random sketches. This was me kind of practicing hand lettering with some favorite art quotes that I looked up. I kind of really connected with these, and so I was using Copic markers to just practice my lettering. I'm really not very good at hand lettering, and it's something that I've been wanting to improve on for quite some time, so that's me practicing that. here, you might recognize this if you're following me on social media anywhere, because this is my channel icon and this is where I painted it. So I did this with watercolor. I really like the way that it came out. I think it's really cute, and I did this like right before New Year's. And then this is me again practicing with the same markers. More kind of lettering practice, practicing my brush lettering with various pens. I find that I still do best with like regular ballpoint pens as opposed to brush pens, but this was a fun experiment. This was, I can't remember the name of the challenge, but it was like a character development challenge using like colors and emojis and stuff. So this was fun. I posted it in January sometime, I think, and I enjoyed this. So yeah, that bled through on the other page. There's nothing on the back. This is kind of some more concept stuff. I was testing out the January Copic colors, and that was the sketch I ended up coloring for that challenge. Testing out some inks and how they stand up with like Copics and watercolor. The Daler-Rowney inks are not Copic proof, so I made a note so that I remember like what these were. However, the Winsor & Newton calligraphy ink also is not, but my India ink that I have is, so that's typically what I use, but I feel like the black India ink is a little too harsh for a lot of the work that I do where I need it to be Copic proof or waterproof. So, but the Daler-Rowney inks are incredibly waterproof. I love those. I should do a review on them, honestly. I think I'm going to. And then this was the Art Nouveau lettering for the month of January's Zodiac project. Here, oh yeah, I want to make this into like a sticker design or like a, I don't know. I like this quote, so I want to do something with that. So that's why I wrote it down in my sketchbook. This was where I hashed out all of my Zodiac stuff. So you guys know I'm doing 2 Zodiac characters for each month of the year. So I wrote down each of the Zodiacs, what elements were tied with them, and then the symbol associated with them, so that I could kind of feel out what each of these months are gonna look like. So I know when I'm doing like a earth and air kind of coupling or like a fire and water coupling, because I really have a lot of fun with those months and just sort of playing around with some rough ideas. And this quickly led into a snowball effect of designing the characters. And a lot of these characters you'll kind of see are true to form in their final pieces. Some of them I changed quite a bit. So this is Capricorn. This was in January's illustration. Aquarius, she was in this pose in January's illustration as well, but she was also in February's illustration. Here was my original Pisces design. She looks a little bit different here than she does in the final pieces, but this was sort of where I was going. Taurus, very excited for Taurus. Be sure you are subscribed so you stay tuned to see the piece with Taurus for this for the month of April. Oh gosh, it's almost April. That's so crazy. Because she will be making her debut. Very excited. Aries changed quite a bit as well. I really liked this design of her actually, but I'm also happy with the changes that I made. I just feel like the elements I included in her final character suit the element of fire a little bit better, but this was her original sketch. Gemini, I'm still very much toying around with at this point because I want, obviously, Gemini twins, so I want to create 2 characters that look very similar but have something to kind of differentiate them, and I'm very excited about that. Cancer, I haven't inked these ones. These ones came a little bit later and I was kind of getting burnt out. My hand was getting tired. So Cancer I'm very excited about. Cancer's my sign, so I really got to do it justice. Plus, ruled by the moon. There's like lots of things like about Cancer and me that like are connected. So very excited to do this. Leo, I'm also very excited about. I may play around with actually doing a drawing of an actual lion for one of the months featuring Leo, so pretty excited about that. Virgo, still very up in the air about like this is probably not going to be anything close to the official design of Virgo. I still don't really know where I want to go with her. Same goes for Libra, so I'm really not sure yet. But but I have some big plans. Scorpio, I want to be a very sassy character, but this is going to probably be reworked a lot. And then Sagittarius I like a lot, but she needs some work, so we're gonna have to be doing some stuff with Sagittarius as well, because she's got a long way to go. But you can see here we're kind of getting into February's concept, where I was playing around with the positioning of the characters and the posing, and then moving them onto separate pages to make the more detailed sketch. And these are what I scan and take into Photoshop to kind of work on my concepts and print it out and then use that to transfer the final piece. So it's a whole drawn out process. I actually did a breakdown of this process over on my Patreon for the month of March. So if you're kind of curious about how I approach these bigger illustrations, check out my Patreon. It's free, so like nothing is restricted in any way, so you can check that out there. And then there was the pose for Pisces. Pisces looks so like sweet and innocent. Her character is really, really cute and fun to draw. More pen doodles. These all look kind of bad and creepy, to be honest, but they were fun. They were fun to attempt. This is one of my favorite sketches in this sketchbook, and these are my characters, Helios and Volana. I have not drawn them in a really, really long time. Oh my gosh, it's like sad how much I neglect these characters, but I decided to do them in kind of like a romantic kissing pose, and then I did some gold gel pen accents and stuff. This is really pretty. I like it. So yeah. Then I have this sketch. I really want to do a redraw of a piece I did a couple years ago, inspired by the song Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. Pretty excited about it. This is like cheesy and whatever. These like cheap markers I was playing around with. I think the theme for the February Copic challenge, the Copic Colors challenge, was like, what is your muse or something. So I was kind of trying to play around. I was really like having an art block day, so I was trying to like write down things that inspire me and things that I like, and so I did that. This is like really dumb and cheesy, but there you have it. This was a sketch I did shortly after we got back from seeing The Killers in Las Vegas. This is what I thought I was going to do for the February Copic Colors challenge, but I ended up doing something different, which you'll see in just a sec. But yeah, this was like my very rough concept. More testing out of like different pens and markers that I'd gotten. I did a whole art haul, so if you want to check that out, I will link that in the cards. Then this is what I ended up doing for the Copic Colors challenge for the month of February, and it's just like a little one-panel comic of Keith and I on our couch watching Law & Order SVU, because every time we watch Law & Order SVU, Keith has to like say the whole intro. Yeah, so yeah, that was that. Ooh, this is interesting. I shouldn't dwell too long on this because this is actually going to be its own video, so I'm gonna just skip over that right quick. This was the beginning of the concepts for the month of March, with Aries and Pisces again, kind of playing around with the posing and yada yada yada. These were the kind of official poses that I'd settled on, and this is what I kind of skinned into Photoshop and did the whole breakdown with. So again, the link to my Patreon will be down below where you can check this out. Then I was planning out the illustration for the March Copic Colors challenge. So you can see I didn't really do a whole lot of sketching in like February and March, because this was like around Valentine's Day, and then I did the Copic Colors challenge like early March. So there was a good couple weeks there where I wasn't really doing a lot of art, and that's just because I've been busy, to be honest. School's been busy, life's been crazy, so I do what I can with the time that I have, and I try and get a lot of art done, but I've been neglecting my sketchbook quite a bit, and I need to be better about that. But this was the concept I ended up going with for the March Copic Colors challenge, and you can see this finished piece on my Instagram, because not all of my art is making it to YouTube these days, so if you want to make sure you see like everything, I would recommend following me on Instagram, and that will ensure that you don't miss any of like the little posts that I make in between videos, because I'm only doing one video a week now, and it still feels so weird and foreign to me, but yeah, I'm rambling now. Anyway, that is it for today's video. hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully you guys like seeing what's in my sketchbook and getting a little peek behind the scenes with some fun projects that I'm working on. That is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a bit of a longer video, but thank you for bearing with me. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. So until then, take care. Bye guys.